Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
Fresh out Prison Talk. You remember I just did a video about why inmates and COs can't be friends? Because of the politics and because of the CO's job duties. See, a CO might want to be cool, but what makes him not cool is the fact that he'll ignore blatant human violations because that's a part of his job. And so if an inmate is getting violated by another CO, it's not his nature to report it. That's job security. You do have some COs that step out of those boundaries, but I've seen COs go along with things that are horrendous and then turn around and act like it's all good. I don't know if you guys have heard about the case, but U.S. State of New York on Friday released devastating footage of prison guards beating black inmate shortly before he died. Now, the video footage, it's on Instagram, but it's too violent to even put on YouTube. I think that YouTube wouldn't even allow it. But there is video footage of several guards. This guy's in handcuffs, beating the shit out of him, while the other guards stand around and watch. One guard looked like they were trying to pull this man's arms out of his socket, and he had his foot against the young man's neck. Body-worn camera footage recorded the night of December 9th shows Robert Brooks, 43, brutalized by multiple prison guards with his face bloodied and neck held. Brooks, an inmate at Northern New York prison serving 12-year sentence for assault, was pronounced dead later that night. Lydia James, Attorney General of New York, said the video was released to provide transparency and accountability. In a statement, Brooks' relatives said they found watching the horrific and violent moments of Robert's life was devastating for his loved ones. What can you do? In a situation like that, what can this man do? You got 5 guards beating the shit out of you. You're handcuffed. Your shoulders are probably, you probably ripped your shoulder out the socket. You probably broke your wrist. These dudes are stomping on his head. What do you do? All you can do is pray for God, man. Pray for Jesus. There's nothing you can do. Just try to black it out. Sad, man. We will not rest until we have secured justice for Robert's memory, the statement added. The footage shows Brooks restrained on what appears to be a hospital bed with several guards holding on to him and beating him. Brooks is later seen sitting up and gets dragged off the bed by his collar. A preliminary autopsy reported in local press said the cause of death was asphyxia due to compression of the neck, though full autopsy results remain pending. The footage lacks audio, which James said was because the guards did not activate their body-worn cameras despite them being on, leading to soundless recording. It says New York Governor Kathy Hochul condemned the incident in a statement. We have no tolerance for individuals who cross the line, break the law, engage in unnecessary violence, or target abuse, she said. Okay. So this is like some Rodney King shit in prison, which who knows how many times these guys have got down like this and got away with it. What is justice? Them getting beat down the same way? Them getting hands put on them? With handcuffs on? I've heard of guys getting 4-pointed. So 4-pointed in prison is where they come in and they basically hog tie you, and then they carry you They have a big stick and they carry you like a hog, like hog tie you. And 4-point is when they put you on a bolted down floor, sometimes over a mattress, and you're 4-pointed like this. They do that stuff, man. I know guys who went through it. And literally, you have to poo-poo and pee on yourself. And you might be like that for hours, maybe a day, couple days. The only way a person can do something like that with a conscience is if they look at you as an animal. Period. You're simply an animal. You're less than a dog. And the other guards who watch, what are they? They're just as complicit. So they would give up, if you did that to somebody on the street, that's 100 years. That type of stuff is caught on camera. That's a torture, regardless, he's in prison for assault. That ain't got nothing to do with how they treated the man. Handcuffed? Man, I remember in Sheridan when the new warden was trying to make an example. And so they made up some story about somebody had a firearm on a compound. Come on, man. A firearm on a compound. So he locked it down. And what they did was they went to each unit and they stripped us. All we had was our boxers on and made us sit all in the day room. And they went through the cells and they destroyed the cells. Destroyed all your stuff. Basically put anything you had was when you came back in the cell, it was on the floor. Everywhere. Stuff and they were singing and laughing while they were doing it. They all had ski masks on. They all had guns, and they had them pointed at us the whole time. You couldn't see their faces. It was basically a move to break your will and break your spirit. And then the next day, you spend half the night cleaning up your stuff, being, basically kind of like what they were doing with the guys in El Salvador, like lined up with you guys with nothing, just bare, almost naked, except for your underwear, and your ding-dings, maybe sticking out the hole. The next day, they made everybody go to chow. You couldn't stay in a unit if you wanted to. And they had officers, what appeared to be sniper rifles, on the roofs pointing the guns at us while we went, and then they had them walking with us. So it was like, I would imagine some Guantanamo Bay type shit. And they did this to the child, made you go there, even if you didn't want to eat. And they were giving you, it was sloth, grits and some generic honey buns. It was garbage. The food was horrible. That dude came in and he got rid of all the eggs and everything. You only had that on the weekend if you were lucky. Everything else turned into carbs and like just sugar food. Donuts, pastries, like garbage. He wanted to make sure your diet was as worse as it can get. Charlie Daniels. Charlie Daniels. Yeah, black guy, worst warden ever. And then the next day, after they did that, I can't remember how many days, and then the guards and him appeared with no ski mask on, and then they tried to talk to you when you walk through the metal detectors. Hey, how you doing? How's your day going? How you doing? And people coming by, they didn't even want to look at him. Hey, I said, how you doing? Don't nobody want to say how you doing to a person who treats you like that, man. How you doing? Man, you got to be kidding me. But all those guards who went along with that, who didn't protest or write this dude up for that type of savagery behavior, they're just as complicit. They sent people to the hole. They did all kind of stuff, man. It was all to break us in there. But this right here, man, I'm telling you, there is nothing I could say as far as to make the family feel any better about this situation, but I've heard horror stories of this happening in different jails across the country. Wayside, the penitentiary, different places, man. And they say, oh, the guy, something happened or whatever. They make up stories. You have no recourse, man. When you're basically helpless. They rush you, man, 7 dudes, and they put handcuffs on you and beat you down. There's nothing you could do. And this is what makes that relationship not possible. And those guards who seen that didn't report it. Or maybe somebody did report it, and that's how the tape got out. Maybe somebody did report it. And they said, you know what, enough is enough. I've actually interviewed a prison guard who said that he quit because of just how out of control it was. So there are a few out there who blow the whistle and then they have to find another career. But somebody who watches this and says nothing, this right here is, you can't say that a man's in there and because he's doing time for something that he deserves to be treated like this. Smash the like, smash the subscribe button, share the channel. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Big Herc 916.
Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in.
I'm Big Herc, and I have over a decade of experience in the prison system. Yeah, I've done a lot of time, made a lot of stupid mistakes, but that's why I'm here with you today, educating you on the Mastermind program by Fresh Out. See, they don't give you a manual when you go to jail on how to survive. They don't tell you how to go take a shower, where to sit at when you go to chow, what to do when you have mail call, how to handle your commissary. See, we cover that and a multitude of other topics that are very important, because if you do the wrong thing, you can get your damn wig split. We have over 100 million views as of date on our YouTube channel, but we've put and condensed all this knowledge into this Mastermind program so that you can provide your client with a winning chance. Do yourself a favor and your client a favor and sign them up for our program so they don't have to get their wig split and they can make it out alive.